Today we're going to be talking about the Data City project.
I'm an engineer in the machinery and manufacturing business. All the companies I work with when it comes to the data management, spend so much time to search for relevant information. Wherever I went, I realized it can be done much better. We made a few concepts and sketches about how this might work. And if you don't give water to a tree or plant, it's changing color, and you realize something is not right, and you know immediately what to do. And we tried to basically bring the same intuitive concept to the data management environment. I figured out that on the technical side, I need some external help. I found you guys online, checked your website out, really liked it.
Sometimes you're just creating one prototype and an iteration and then looking at it and seeing, okay, this is not a good idea, let's do something else. Or you do a few iterations before building out a full product. Sometimes it goes a bit further until you have what we call a minimum viable product. Looking at the different iterations, we had the first iteration where we focused on basic functionality. Folders could be like buildings with a certain size and height, and then there would be streets between them.
The first impression and the first visuals were key in that concept.
In the second iteration, we added a bit more things to the UI, more advanced features, for example, saving and loading layouts of different folder structures, more advanced types of information like file ownership. We did a third iteration with usability improvements. Then in the fourth iteration, we said, okay, let's ditch the whole user interface and make it look better. It really became a minimum viable product. The client could pay you, and then you could give them access through a backend system that we developed.
It was pretty easy to filter by file type or date. If you have a lot of user interaction on one folder, you could easily see that by the colors or the thickness of branches. So you could immediately see, for example, popularity or disinterest, so you can easily optimize.
Can you tell us a bit more about the experiments with VR?
Walking above the whole structure gave us a lot of new ideas. So we had testing phases in multiple business types. The system worked well. We were in touch with them over the state of a few weeks until a few months. Companies didn't see the problem as a painful problem. I would also love to work with you guys again and create different ideas, because I realized that a lot of new ideas come from just walking down the path and trying out different things. It was a lot of fun working with all of you. And I think it was a very efficient structure that you guys led us through. So we're really, really thankful for your guidance and your professional just iteration management, let's call it that way, which brought us to ideas to improve the product. It's a new step into unknown fields, and you have to be careful. We're not really sure. And you took a lot of that fear, and you had good communication through all the iterations and all the millions of questions we had whenever we had new information. And that made it fun, that made it efficient, and like I said, more than prototyping, I would say.